There are two aspects of our Advent observance all the way through. One is the penitential aspect, represented by John the Baptist, who was out in the desert. The desert is a tough place to be. It's not comfortable. So try to be a little uncomfortable, at least in Advent as we are in Lent. All this in preparation for the coming of the Lord. But today we, in a certain sense, set that aside because it's a time for rejoicing. We are so happy that the Lord is coming, that on this day we make it a special part of our observance to think about what it means to be joyful in God. Our parish project, as it were, for this Advent season has been to try to get away from the commercialism, the noise, the getting and spending of the season as is celebrated in the world around us, and to make it our personal and community kind of observance, which looks to the real treasures that God gives us. And those are presented for us so beautifully in the first reading that we heard today from the prophet. And they point to the fact that the joy that we know sometimes is accompanied by less than that. Joy has to spring sometimes out of pain and difficulty. So the prophet says, first of all, that the one who is sent comes to bring good news to the poor, those who are not comfortable in this world. He comes to heal the brokenhearted. Think of all of the broken hearts in the world. And I call your attention to just one event. The other day was the 5th anniversary of the massacre of the innocent children in a little town in Connecticut. 6 and 7-year-old children who were shot to death, and 6 of their grown-up educators. Think of the broken hearts of the parents and loved ones of those people. God comes to heal those broken hearts. They are broken, and nothing can ever take away the pain of losing a child. Nothing. And yet, the joy of the Lord comes to say, we must go on. We must live in that spirit of joy that comes from knowing that Christ is with us. He's coming, but He's also with us, now and also always. And so in the second part of that reading, he says, I rejoice in the Lord. My God is the joy of my soul. Think of those words. My God is the joy of my soul. And we have to ask ourselves, what is the joy of our souls? What are the things in my life that really give me joy? There are many things, blessings that we can count. The love of family and friends, the good things that God brings into our lives. But all of that doesn't make any difference if we don't have within ourselves the joy of the Lord. It's just like the celebration of Christmas. There are many beautiful things about it. The warmth, the lights, the music, the decorations, the food. Everybody likes to eat, right? All of that is wonderful. We should have that. But if that doesn't come, if it doesn't spring from the inner life of joy that gives us from belonging to Christ, then it really doesn't mean a thing. All of those external things have to come from the heart. We see that so often in our faith. That's what the religion of the Bible is all about. The Bible tells us that God is within us, in our hearts. Only if God is within us can we celebrate His expression around us. So as we come closer and closer, and it's only a week away, to the celebration of the Lord's birth, this is the last chance we have, the last few moments to spend in deep thinking and prayer and reflection. Wherever you can find a few minutes to do it. In the busiest of days, no matter who you are, wherever you are, you can find a few precious moments of thinking and reflecting and thanking for the joy that God puts in our hearts, because He is always with us. He comes to us in a special way in this Holy Eucharist when we come to the altar and we receive the one who is to come, but the one who is already with us. He is our joy, and we give thanks for joy. And we ask that that may fill our hearts and spread out from our hearts to all that we meet in these happy days and in all the days of our lives.